Welcome back in another video, guys. In this video, I'm answering one of your questions. This is actually a question that is quite trendy on YouTube because I've done the analytics and it's something that comes up very often in people search. And the question is, do your thoughts really create your reality, right? Are your thoughts really that powerful, or is it just some dubby, wishing, wishy-washy, hipster shit that people are trending on, right? And so I wanted to address this question because why not? If there's so much curiosity, I think it's a good topic, and it's actually a very important topic because it is my firm belief and conviction and experience that your thoughts, your feelings and actions are what create your reality. Now think about this for a moment, right? Let's explore this concept a little bit so you can see how real this is. How do you know anything to be what it is in your life, right? I mean, I know this to be a shirt, this is a mic, this is a camera, this is, we have labels for everything. But how do you know this to be what it is, right? How do you go out into the street and you see a vendor, or you see a car, or you see the pavement, or you see another person? How do you know what all those things people represent? Yeah? How do you give meaning to all of this? You see, your mind is a big giving machine, like a labeling, right? We see things and unconsciously we label, okay, this is a door, this is a wall, this is a car, this is a tire, this is the sun, this is the moon, this is the sky, this is this. We don't have to think about those things, right? We know because we've been taught, because we've been given words, we have assigned words and meaning and situations and things to all those things around us. But if you really break it down, nothing means anything until you give it a meaning, right? If right now something new is created, something you've never seen before, a shape, a form, something you don't know what it is, and you look at it and you wonder, it grabs your curiosity, you stop and you're like, what is this? Right? And your mind will naturally go to association. Is this? It looks like that. Maybe it's a mix of this and that. So you will try automatically to figure it out. And so because we don't know what it means, we cannot comprehend it. And so it sticks out of the box of our natural construct. So how is this related to your thought create your reality? Well, think about this. You go to any experience in your life, you have a thought about it, you have a story about it, you create a meaning about it. And this is how you create what that thing means for you. And pay attention because this is very relevant. So based on the story, based on the interpretation, based on the thought that you create about that event, about that person, about that situation, about that song, about this video, about anything, it is how you respond to it. So you're walking down the street, you see something, you see some dog shit on the street and you're like, this is gross, people are weird, this is always happening, why do people not care? You create that story. Or you see a dog shit and you're like, oh, well, it's unfortunate, people should clear it up, but it's no big deal, it happens. Equally valid story. But you see, based on the story you create the feeling straight away. So if you react with anger and bitterness and distrust, or if you react with neutrality and you don't really give a shit, your state will change, and that will affect the decisions you make, that will affect how you react, that will affect the decisions maybe you make, and that might affect so many other things in your life, right? Like a domino, one thing leads to the other. So with that simple analysis, it is impossible that your thoughts don't create your reality, right? Because think about this for a second. Now, you start to think about the future, your future goal in a certain way. So if you start to think about, well, I really want my YouTube channel, I really want that new job, I really want that thing, but I don't think I can do it. Who's gonna watch me? I'm not special. There's already so many people who are doing what I wanna do, so I don't even know how to operate a camera, I don't even know how to edit, And you let your thoughts go into that negative spiral of doubt and insecurity and not going for it. How is this going to affect you whether you go over it or not? With that type of attitude, are you most likely to go after it or not? Well, obviously, you're most likely to not go after it. And this is the pitfall where most people actually give up before they even start. They have an idea and then they have 10,000 thoughts to shoot down the idea. So you see, this is another effect of how your thought creates your reality, because if you let that thought and if you believe in that thought, you're going to act based on that thought. Why? Because we live what we believe. So if you deeply believe that that dog shit on the street is wrong and bad, you're going to act accordingly to that. So if you deeply believe, and a belief is nothing more than a thought that you repeated again and again and again with enough certainty that it became a belief or a conviction. And so now you don't doubt it anymore. Now it's so subconscious that you just project it on your external world. So if you believe you're not good enough, if you believe you're not lovable, if you believe all those limiting beliefs that so many of us, label ourselves with, imagine this, how limiting that can be, right? Imagine a person who believes I'm fat and ugly. How is that person going to treat themselves? How is that person going to show up? How is that person going to feel sexy and lovable and handsome and beautiful? How is that person going to go into dating? How is that person going to treat themselves? Are they going to treat themselves with love, with respect, with feeling handsome and deserving and self-respect? Or are they going to treat themselves according to I'm fat and ugly? So you see how our thought, especially the thought we deeply emotionally held in our mind that becomes assumptions and belief system, naturally manifest in our life. Even though it might not exist in your reality just yet, if you keep focusing on it, if you keep telling yourself the story, you will bring itself into your life. Because your thoughts, sooner or later, the more you magnetize it, the more you energize it, will manifest physically. So if you start to think I'm sick and I'm tired, I don't feel well, there might be something, maybe I should check out my symptoms, and you keep telling yourself I'm tired, I just feel so tired lately, and you go into that loop of feeling tired, what's going to happen very fast is that you naturally feel tired. Now, you don't know what happens anymore because now you physically have the symptoms which reinforce the thought. And so now you're in that loop of having made yourself more tired than you actually were by simply having that loop. So you see how your thoughts about anything, they have no idle thought. The moment you have a thought, and especially if it's emotionalized with an emotion, meaning you're focused on it enough that you start to become emotionalized, whether it's a good or a bad negative emotion, you are going to make it realer and realer and realer in your life. And so then you will pay the price, because thoughts, emotion, and action are powerful creative forces that shape our life. So if you don't change your thoughts, if you don't have thoughts that are constructive thoughts, that are positive thoughts, that are empowering thoughts, that are expansive, and instead you have thoughts that are inner critic and negative and doubtful and full of anxiety and fear, it is a no-brainer how this will affect your life. Try to be happy. Try to feel confident, happy, and loving with a mind that is polluted with negative thought. It is impossible. And even science is now showing us, with all those placebo and nocebo experiences and studies that have been done, how a simple thought can make you well, or how a simple thought can make you sick, how a simple thought can make you heal, or how a simple thought can take you deeper down. That's why most people who are diagnosed with cancer, the moment they get the diagnosis, the moment they get the label that we talked about, is when their health deteriorates faster than ever. Simply because of all the associations that they have around that word, around that label, and all the emotion and the stories they keep telling themselves. And so the body responds according to that. So you see, all of this starts at the root, and the root is what is the perception, because perception is creation, but perception is made of thoughts. It is made of so many thoughts and labels and meanings that we keep telling ourselves, and most of that, if not 90% of that, is subconscious. So the reality is that for most of us, we let our subconscious thoughts and beliefs create our reality. And so the reason why we're not sure whether our thought actually create our reality is that because most of us, we're not even aware of what do we think about most of the time, what do we focus about most of the time, let alone all of our subconscious belief. So it is hard to connect the dots between what is manifesting in my life and all of these type of things, and how am I creating this, or how did I participate, contribute to creating this situation in my life, right? Because we're so unaware and so disconnected from it. But the only way you can know this is not intellectually, but it's through experience. Because it's when you start to have the experience that you will be convinced, that you will know for fact that your thought creates your reality. And so I have a simple challenge for you. For the next 30 days, be very mindful of your thoughts. Don't let any form of negative thoughts, to the best of your ability, because I know this is a massively difficult task, but to the best of your ability, don't let any form of negative thought pass by your consciousness without challenging it, without replacing it with a better thought, with a better thinking, feeling thought, with a better story. And if you do that just for 30 days with no expectation, with not knowing how this will change anything, and just trying it out and just be open to be surprised, you will see for yourself in your life, through your own experiences, by just noticing, by paying attention to the changes, to the shifts, to what happens in your life. Because I guarantee you, the moment you drop a story, you drop a label, you drop a belief, and you adopt another one of a higher quality, and you qualify things and yourself and life in a different way, the mirror, because life is just a mirror, the mirror will start to reflect that in your life. And then you will know through experience, without a doubt, how powerful your thoughts, your belief system, your emotion, and your actions are. Because doing that exercise is a form of action. All right, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments. If you have any question, make sure you write them down in the comment. All right, guys, so thank you for watching this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to help me grow this channel. If you have any question, make sure you write them down in the comments. I will see you next time. Be well.